You don't need to buy a kit to do this. You can do it on your own with your own circuit board. You have the freedom to add more resistors. And some resistors are variable. They're called potentiometers. You can make a resistance box, yet somewhat difficult to use, with a 1K or 1 meg potentiometer or both. That's not the way of anything, don't worry about it. Next, the switches. They are both the same. Insert them correctly, and there's only one direction to do it. Turn it over. Turn it over. This is Helpy Hands. You can bend it in any direction that you want. It has 2 alligator clips, and it will hold your circuit boards in any direction, and it is great for use of holding a board flat to solder it appropriately. So, I strongly suggest you get, and that's the name of it, Helpy Hands. I have found it to be invaluable. Clip the board to Helpy Hands. It will hold it flat and allow all connections to come through evenly, so I can solder them in place perfectly. Can you do this without Helpy Hands? Yeah, but you'd have to go through more difficulty of using shims to keep the board upright. Solder it in place with the solder they gave you, each pin, and we will do this maintenant right now, to the suite, very quickly. Hold. We have no cold solder joint. Hold to have no cold solder joint, and you get the idea. Watch my technique. This is an easy kit because they give you large foil patterns on the circuit board, and the circuit pattern itself is only on one side of the board. Otherwise, the solder would have to flow freely onto the other side of the board through the hole, which is very difficult because often you get cold solder joints. Cold solder joint. Hold. Good. No. Crappy. Good. Melt, I say melt. The temperature of the soldering iron is 800 degrees Fahrenheit. To convert from Fahrenheit to Celsius, the equation is Fahrenheit equals 9/5 Celsius plus 32. You will be learning a lot of math as an electronics technician and some calculus. We do the same. Where's the other switch? I'll put it in upside down. You already know what I am doing. What is this thing's problem? This thing has a problem. There we are. Mount it this way. There we go. With helping hands, turn it back upside down and make sure it's pressed against the ground. Can you see what I'm doing? Yes. Make sure it's pressed against the ground. Hold it in place. This one came loose. Now the little thing came. There we go. On the wire. We're ready. We're not ready. Now we're ready. In this case, once you get one solder joint soldered in place, you don't need helpy hands. It will stay in situ, in place. Just remember, hold it on for an extra couple seconds to make sure you have no cold solder joint. Something's wrong here. I'll show you how you can re-engineer this board at the end. It's not necessary, but I'll show you. If I find the right variable resistor called a potentiometer that goes up to 5 mega ohms, which I doubt I'll find, I'll do it. But this ranges from 10 ohms to 1 mega ohm, and that is very good. They knew what they were doing when they built this kit. It would be nice if they used precision resistors, but they only come as 1/8 watts. So they decided to use 5% tolerance, 1/4 watt resistance. And again, as I have said, that determines the amount of power that the resistor can handle. Anything above 1 watt, the resistor will burn up. We are finished. Time to place it into the enclosure. Notice, there's no screw holes to hold this in place. Interesting. Now I know what this hole is for. It's for the black lead. But they have no hole for the red lead. Excuse them while I grab my drill, and this will go quickly.